Okay, this is going to throw me off. I digress. Where's that bloody email that Lesbian Jesus sent? Where is it? You know what? Screw that, I'll just type in the author's name. What was it? Is that what it was? Why did she have it off center like that? What was wrong with it being in that position? What's the need of having it over there? Whatever. I really don't care. Just get this over with. Alright, there we go. I really need to fix up the search for fanfiction.net. Okay. I don't think the cat likes having the door closed. So, let's do this. Susan and her boobs of terror. I don't really see what's so terrifying about them, they're just boobs. This is the second installment of my 3-part fiction series, 3 lookalikes. Enjoy. This one will be less crazy, graphic, and more boring to fit the main character. Are they trying to say that I'm bored? Up yours. See, you keep your dirty paws off my work. And you should add a NUTS to see you. It would describe you better. Butthurt person is I don't think this person realizes that fanfiction.net is not run by CU. CU being Critics United. Thing is, Critics United tries to uphold the rules of fanfiction.net. The rules are there for a reason. And aside from the fact that this fanfic and the fanfic before it is about real people, which is a rule violation in itself, it's also very graphic. And seeing they reposted the original story just to get rid of the negative reviews is rather pathetic. So you can take a while to guess what I'll be doing after I do this. I will be reporting this story and taking it down. Why are you all looking at me like, oh, I see. I should probably explain why I've been gone so long. Well, it's so personal. Can't really tell you too much about it. Just, I got called away. And I just recently got back. The FanFic Critic isn't home. I believe she's at work. So I'll surprise her when she comes home. Which probably won't be until tomorrow because she works evenings. So, yes. I saw the video she posted of the first fanfic, and I saw Lesbian Jesus' email, so I figured I would just film this now. Might as well. I can't edit to save my life, so this isn't going to be edited. If you don't like it, then don't watch. Okay, let's read the fanfic. Susan and her boobs of terror. Susan always felt overshadowed by her cousin Meg. Her cousin had a better vagina, bigger butt, bigger boobs. A bigger butt, bigger boobs. Oh, I think they're trying to say that she has a bigger ass and bigger boobs. Which doesn't make any sense because we're rather proportionate to each other. I can't believe I just said that, but it is true. I mean, when she's not wearing her glasses, and if she can mimic a British accent pretty well, people could mistake us for twins. It's quite impressive, actually. Susan, because of that, used push-up bra with oranges in it so that people thought that at least in perspective she is as good as Meg. After the zucchini incident, she decided to make a change in her life. She lied to Meg that she was going to Britain. However, she took a flight to Latin America to get the boob implants of her dreams. Why would you need to go to Latin America to get boob implants? Couldn't you get them anywhere? She now had enormous breasts, and each boob is the size of an enormous watermelon. I would imagine I would not be able to stand up straight if I actually did that. And I would imagine that would be very bad for your one spark, too. When she returned to the USA, Meg's, so I guess there's more than one Meg, jaw almost dropped. It was now a fight between two extremes. an enormous vagina and two enormous boobs. Both make men crazy, and two cats in one house rarely tolerate each other. FFC's jealousy was with every day higher. All of Meg's exes now have the hots for Susan, and because of that her vagina turned sour. Lovely visual. They refuse to speak to each other for weeks. I don't know why people are under the misconception that we compete with each other when it comes to our looks, because we don't. Frankly, I could care less if she had a big, frankly, I don't want to visualize what it is, and I'm sure she doesn't have visuals of mine either. And judging by her rating, it looked like she was quite grossed out by the last fanfic. And I'm sure that once when she sees this will be the other surprise for her, by the way, she will probably freak the fuck out. Then one day, they both heard how their cat started mowing because they forgot to feed them. Both rushed to them and then saw each other. For the first time in weeks, they looked at each other in their eyes, and the anger in their eyes was so enormous that their looks could kill. "What do you want here?" said Meg. "I want to feed my cats," replied Susan. "They are mine," said Meg, and slapped Susan. "Don't make me bring back the zucchini from the fridge," said Susan while slapping the FFC back. I'm sorry, but in the last fanfic it appeared that the FFC enjoyed getting the zucchini shoved up her. "I think that what happened before shows that zucchinis are a piece of cake for me," said Meg. "You know what? You're right. I'll replace it with a horned melon so that we'll see if you'll have your smart-ass remarks," said Susan with a grin. The FFC was shocked just at the thought of that. She realized her cousin also deserved the limelight of men, so she apologized to her. They both cried and hugged each other and decided that they would split their two favorite cats. Susan said, "I'll take Caddy. I like them better so if they're black, and I like them better if they're fluffy, so I'll have Rorschach." What? They both put a rest to their want to sleep. It was the middle of the night when Meg heard something in the house. She went down the stair and she surprised a man with an axe. Meg screamed and the man said, "So you're the woman with the legendary vagina. This will be a threat to me. You will now go with me and be my slave forever. If you don't want that, then your cats will get it." Meg was shocked. She didn't know what to do, and a razor blade was under her pillow. I can assure you she doesn't sleep with it under her pillow. It seemed like it was hopeless, but the intruder wasn't a surprise. Susan sneaked behind him and she grabbed her boobs, and with one hit she knocked him out. They both kicked him where it hurts the most and called the police. Susan was declared the local hero, and with the new talent she trained every day. She first destroyed melons, then wood, then bricks, and after a few months nothing could stop her. She even got America's Got Talent and was happy until she died at the end. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the original fanfic was a lot more creative than this. This was just stupid. I mean, the grammar was slightly better, but it was still atrocious. I mean, the story mainly consisted of just like two huge paragraphs, no spacing at all between the lines of dialogue. I'm out of character, my cousin's out of character, and it was just stupid. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're going to write a third part. They might now because I made this video. But if they do, I don't think I'm going to read it, and I don't think the FanFic Critic will read it either. Although something tells me Lesbian Jesus might read the next one if they do a third one. I wouldn't recommend it though, seeing she's the one who decided to show us these fanfics to begin with. God, that woman has way too much free time on her hands. Well, I would like to sincerely apologize to you because it's kind of been my fault that the 200th episode has not been filmed yet. You see, I made Meg promise me to not film it while I'm gone. But now that I'm back, we'll be able to film it, because I want to be involved in her 200th, for obvious reasons. As for these two fanfics, it's quite obvious that a troll wrote them, and surprisingly, it's not as scary as one would think, aside from horrible grammar and really unrealistic sex scenes. At least there was no actual sex scenes in here, but I digress. Maybe the third one will be a lot worse. But who knows, maybe this person will be banned off of fanfiction.net before they even get the chance, because I am sure that people will report both stories for their content, regardless on if they're part of Critics United or not. I don't get why people have such a gripe against that group. They're doing the right thing, unless people want to be promoted for having stupidity on the internet. But then again, I've never understood the internet myself, and frankly, I don't get how my cousin can deal with it half the time. Well, I'm Susan, and I bid you a good night. Okay, let's turn this thing off. At least this one's easy, it's just a stop button.